Good morning, good morning. We are live early today, and I got some golfing that I'm doing later this afternoon, or later this morning, and I think it's going to cut into my stream time, so I really wanted to get on a little bit early, spend a little bit more time online a little earlier, or live earlier. We have some news, and so that's what we're looking at here right now. And we're going to pull up the news so that I can show you guys what we got for news. So today is Monday, June 17th, and 8:30 a.m., which is in 2 minutes, we got Empire State Manufacturing Index, which isn't, the end of the world as far as news goes, but it is something that we should be aware of. Good morning, John. So we're going to be doing a little bit early today. And let me close my door here. So we're going to see what happens here. We're going to see what happens. Let's see what the market does. So last night, looks like we hit all-time highs again. So this was our new all-time high that we decided to take out. Now Mondays, even though we have news, we're staying light today with some micro accounts. But I mean, I can tell you right now, because we hit all-time highs overnight, I'm looking for some type of bearish move. I'm not sure we're going to get that in the pre-market, but here is our levels right here. This is the low of where price has been at. We've been doing this up and down, consolidating, but making lower highs and lower lows. And there's the news candle right there. So really what I want to watch is usually right at 7:30 after the news. That is when the algorithm, or IPTA, will get its first set of instructions as far as what level of liquidity it wants to run. And so we can start seeing price begin to move in a way to grab liquidity. Now it grabbed liquidity right here. That was its initial grab on liquidity on this 1 minute. As we work our way down here, let's see, this is the 15. Let's go to the hour. On the 4 hour, we have no liquidity here, no rebalancing, other than we just have this swing low right here. That's the only thing we have on the 4 hour. So let's go down to the 1 hour. The 1 hour has straight consolidation. That's very pretty, isn't that? And we have this swing low, and it looks like price has decided what way it wants to go. We have this volume imbalance right here. Let's go to the 2 minute. Let's see what price is doing. And we have this volume imbalance right here. 15 seconds on that 2 minute. Oh man, are we going to have to take something this quick? We have the swing low right here. I don't know if I want to take it. So I would like price to come back up to this level, just knowing with what kind of consolidation we've had, and because we have multiple volume imbalances, we have one here, one here, one here. Might take one contract here. 1 micro.
Order filled.
We're going to take 1 micro right here. This is very, very small. My position is short right here, and it looks like it's already moving against me. But, 10 handles would be right here. So my breaker is within this right here, but I wanted to see, my target really is just the swing low. Once we hit the swing low, I'd be to break even, or if we close above this 2 minute, then I would look at getting out. Okay, so the 2 minutes right here, if we close above this, I would be out. Target is going to be this swing low. That is too small for me to take anything, so I would move my stop loss to break even, hoping that we hit this swing low down here. So once price hits this level right here, once price hits that level right there, my stop would be moved to break even. Let's move down to the 15 minute. Let's see what we got here. We grabbed the 15 minute. We tagged into this 15 minute right here. So we're re-delivering off this 15 minute. The next thing we have to do, we did grab some liquidity here, but really we want to see if it wants to move any lower. And it looks like, okay, there's our stop to break even, and we are targeting these swing lows right here.
Order submitted.
Stop to break even, and my target's going to be these swing lows right here.
Order submitted.
Target's right here, and that's just 10 handles for me. So if I could get that, I would be done for the day, because I got a move. Well, I did half size this. I am half size, so stop is at break even. We want to see, actually, you know, I'm going to put this just above, just right there. That's where I'm going to put it, right here, just above. Oh, it hit there on NQ.
Order filled.
All right, I got tagged.
Order filled.
There we go. All right, so that was 9.5. That was 9.5 handles on that news candle, on that inversion of this one to this swing low. We saw some displacement take place. We closed below this inversion. I really would have loved for it to come back up here, but it didn't look like it was really going to do that. And there we go, my friends. 4 minutes on stream, and we took a play, we took a win, and made some money. This is the kind of day that you want to have, is just be able to get on, make your trade, and get off. So if we see anything else, I'll do another half size. I don't trade pre-market like this very often, so that's why I just was, lighter size gives you confidence, right? It just gives you confidence to be able to hold through a play instead of wondering what's going to happen. So that was nice. Let's see if price wants to continue lower. Really, once you hit liquidity, oh, so there's a volume imbalance on the 2-minute. No, excuse me, a fair value gap, I should say. So, if we're going to continue lower, we do have to break through this, right? You can see the first, we came into this volume imbalance the first time here at 2 a.m. We came into it a second time here at 6:30, and then now at 8:40. So we've used this volume imbalance 3 times. This is the volume imbalance I'm talking about. Oh, this is a nice inversion. So we have a low, high, lower, low. We break higher. We have our breaker sitting right here. And an inversion. It respects the consequent encroachment of the inversion and moves higher. And this would have been a very nice move. Very nice move indeed. Because look at this. We also grab this low and this low. Ah, that would have been a great pre-market play. Or a London session play. Do you guys see that? How it stabs for this liquidity. It doesn't run for the lows. It doesn't run for these lows. But it turns around and inverses this level immediately. So after it inverses this level here, we find support on this fair value gap, break higher. This is the displacement candle. This is the CISD, change in state of delivery. And we find support here. Didn't come all the way down to this breaker here. It came into the consequent encroachment of this candle. But that would have been a good play. That would have been a nice entry. So price has moved, and on the 2-minute, it closed on that level, then opened below it. Okay. We have this final fair value gap that it could play with. I don't expect it to run. I don't expect it to run. If we run in the pre-market, that tells me we're heavy. That means we must be very bearish for the day. I don't expect major moves in pre-market. Those are reserved for the opening bell, typically. So I'm going to take 10 handles and I'm going to get out. I'm gonna take 10 handles, or I'm gonna watch it run for the liquidity, and this was my level of liquidity I really wanted to see. If we have a nice inversion, I would be interested in that, but nothing here. You have one on the 32nd. I'm not gonna take it. But you have an inversion right here. We closed above it. We should target that high. Yep. And so there it is. Stop would be moved to break even immediately. And we got fair value gaps here. We could find some resistance. This was that level low. So you would want to take some size off right here, expecting it could find some resistance here in this fair value gap. I'm not going to take this play immediately following a win, simply because this would be too quick of a play. Yeah, it's a good play, but when you have a win, I'm going to sit and I'm going to let the next play go on its own. I don't need to take every trade. I've done every trade before, and you end up just making poor decisions over time. So even though this candle right here closes above this 30-second inversion, you could go long to here, long to this swing high right here. Once you hit this swing high, your stop would be moved to break even. So right now your stop would be would be sitting, it would look something like this. You've already hit that high, so the next thing we want to do is hit somewhere around here. That's only 4.5 points. It's just too small of a move. Really, if you're going to run, you want to target that swing high right there. So we'll see if this works out. Stop is at break even, but really you would not want to. You would not want to take any profits for just 4 handles. The nice thing, though, however, I will say this: when you have an inversion, something like this that's so close, and a swing high that you can move your stop to break even, almost immediately, those are free plays. So you could take this if you can identify, and I didn't think this way before this play took place. So this is post-play move reanalysis, is that when you have a swing high that's very close to where your entry is going to be, there's a decent probability we will hit the swing high. So if you follow your mechanical rules and the swing high is extremely close to where your entry is, you can move your stop almost guaranteed to break even pretty quickly, so that now you have a free play. So that makes it a risk-free play, and you don't take your profit here, but you move your stop to break even, so you're guaranteed not to lose any money, but you are in the play to potentially hit this swing high. So that is what you could look at that. Obviously, I did not do that. Okay, I did not. I'm sorry. I have this wall light that's flashing. It's malfunctioning. Give me a second. So let's see what Price wants to do. We got our stop to break even right here. Let's see if Price wants to move towards this, get at least 10 handles. You could go, I apologize, I see another swing high right here. That's 8.5 handles. 8 3/4. All right, there's a nice push to this swing high. I would, if we get into here, one tick higher, I would take size off. And if you have any runners, I would leave it for this high here. But it looks like that play would have played out. If I would have had time to think through what I just described to you, I would have been more interested in this play. But it just came so quickly that I just knew I wasn't going to take it, because I've done that type of play before. I'm in a play, make a win, I'm feeling good, feeling fine, and then I get in for another play and then it goes against me. So that was the main reason why I didn't take it. So, all right, so we hit this high right here. We're almost at this swing high. This is turning into a nice move. This is turning into a nice move. We have an inversion of this 2-minute, but we also have these volume imbalances that are sitting right here. These are nice. These will get filled. These volume imbalances will be filled. Are they going to be filled here? I'm not sure. I don't know. But they will be filled. And so if I have a runner, I'm holding for this swing high and even maybe potentially these volume imbalances. But you should have already taken some size off if you were in a long from this low. I don't have any breakers here that I can. Well, we have one here, and this volume imbalance for retagging this volume imbalance, or retagging this inversion right here. That's nice. See what it looks like on the 1 minute. So we came back up to this volume imbalance right here. We got this volume imbalance sitting right there. Let's see if it wants to push through it. I don't see my breaker model in here anywhere for a long. I'm not interested really in longs. I would like price to come up to this level up here. If we also pull a Fibonacci tool from this high to the low, we just tagged the 50% level. That's interesting. I wish I saw that. So that's very nice. There's equilibrium. We tagged equilibrium. Now if price is heavy, it could have the permission now to just run lower. Not sure, but I like to see 50% of the previous range tagged and then a continuation lower. And that could give us an opportunity here for this 1 minute. We're going to close this one. That move's pretty much done, and we got some other stuff happening. So the next target could be this low right here. We got too much going on there. Let me remove some of that. Oh my gosh, that's heavy. I'm going to wait for it to come back up. Maybe tag into here a little bit. I want to see how it responds to this breaker right then, this initial breaker. All right.
Order filled.
Once we hit this low, if we can get down to this low and not turn, stop will be moved to break even. I don't like that candle there. I don't like that candle at all. I have my stop loss. We got 30 seconds right here. I want to see it turn around. We're at the 30-second mark of this candle. I want to start seeing this candle body start getting smaller. I don't want it to stay large. I'll close a position early on this if I have to, if this stays large, because that means it's just going to continue higher. Yeah, so that's volume imbalance right, or this fair value gap is my last sign of defense. I want to see it stay below that. My stop is going to be moved to break even here. I'm not going to take anything off. I only have one. I'm doing really small size here. I really want this candle to close red or black. This needs to close black. Okay, it stops moving to break even right now. And I'm going to set my target right at this volume imbalance. Right here. That would give me about 11 handles right there.
Submitted.
I just don't want it to turn right now, which it could just grabbing this low. I want it to run a little bit further. The micros ran a little bit further than NQ did. That is what I'm... Alright, oh there we go. We're a little heavy there. Alright, we should get tagged here. Come on. Tag me. Come on. Oh my gosh. One tick away, and it's going to stop me at break even.
Order filled.
Son of a gun. It tagged it on NQ here.
Order canceled. Order canceled.
Man, that sucks. That should have hit. So it hit on NQ here, but I'm executing on my micros, so my micro account did not hit that level. My macro account was sitting right here, so it's sitting somewhere around here, and so that didn't get tagged. So that's why I moved my stop to break even. Makes this a risk-free play. Just had to pay commissions on that. So we took this inversion right here to these swing lows. I should have, morning Tiff, I should have taken off when I saw NQ hit this. I didn't on MNQ. So that was poor execution on my part. Got stopped out at break even on that. That was my second trade of the day for those joining. So basically we're 1 for 1. I don't count break evens against myself, but it would, I guess, 1 for 2, but didn't take any losses. Now we'll probably push here on NQ or MNQ, but not an entry. I'm not taking this inversion here. So I got on a little early today, guys. On early today because I'm planning on doing some golfing if the weather changes a little bit. Plan on some golfing. But overall, price is looking nice and heavy. All right, so this candle here, if you might thinking, well, hey, we inverse this, Tyler, and we're going to inverse this, are you going to take it? Probably not. And the main reason is I'm bearish on the day. I'm bearish. I have a bearish mentality right now. So I really don't, not interested. This is a break, or I wonder if, let's see. That breaker. Yeah, so not interested in taking a long unless it's extremely convincing. And then once it's extremely convincing, I need to find an entry. So I'm not just going to take it off of a large, you know, a massive candle. I do like this. I would be interested in an inversion of this, but we're so close to these lows. That's almost pointless if you did something like that. I mean, you're not even getting, you got 3 handles. Yeah, you can move your stop to break even, but it's not convincing enough. It's not. I don't know about it yet, to be honest. Don't know how I feel yet. So let's go ahead and put on our charts, our new week opening gap. Oh, where are we at here? Here we go. Okay. All right. So there is. All right. So not a very attractive opening range gap right there. Not attractive at all, really. But you can already see price using it as some type of draw on liquidity as well as resistance once you break below it. All right, so look at that candle. That candle there, wick down. See, this is why I wasn't interested. You see how it did that? It wouldn't have been a play at all because it just went right through it, grabbed the liquidity, and then closed within it. So that not a very enticing play there at all. Still, I think we're heavy. I think we're bearish on the day. So those are what the types of plays that I'm going to look for. We do have a 5-minute bearish breaker right here, but let's get rid of this and this for right now. that. Okay. So we have this breaker here, but when you have multiple levels for breakers, it's hard to choose one that's convincing because I see a few of them. It did tag it. It did tag this one. It did not tag this one up here. This is the first one that I really wanted. Oh, that's interesting. If you guys look here, we have this right here. We closed below it. We closed below this fair value gap on the 32nd, but we hit the low. So at this point, I'm 50% on whether we go higher or lower. It could be either way. You know, come to think of it, I think we have a new contract rollover today, right? Is that, what is our, I don't even know what the contract rollover would be. I don't. Does anybody know the contract that we are moving into? Because I don't, and I think we're around that time. Now, I like this. I would like this to be here. I would like these to stay here. And I would like us to move higher. And I would like something like this to take place. I'd like this to stay here. And then I would like it to go higher here. You know, do this. I would like it to grab these levels over here on this 15-minute. Boom. And then I would like to see something like this. Breaker set up. And then we target these lows. That is what I would like to see. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to look it up because I think we're around that time. And reason I'm thinking about that is because NQ and MNQ, two different things happened, and when contracts are rolling over, it's indicative for prices not to correlate with each other very much. Or sometimes you'll see miscorrelation in price hitting specific levels on MNQ and NQ. So I'm pretty sure that's something's happening with that. But this is what I want to see. I want to see a fair value gap left here. I'm not sure if I'll be able to be on for this, but I want to see a fair value gap there. And I want to see a fair value gap left here. That price comes back up into, hits the breaker, and then moves lower. Why do I like this? Because we got these relatively equal highs here. We have this BPR here, which I want it to stay intact. I don't want to hit all-time highs again. These are all-time highs. So I don't want it to hit that, but I want it to act as if it wants to go higher again, find some resistance, grab the liquidity here, get everybody thinking that it's going long, and then start moving short aggressively. That's why. Do you know what the NQU? That's good to know. Actually, you know what? I probably do that. I'll switch over to MNQU. So you're currently in a trade, John? I hope it works out, man. I hope it runs. I hope it just drops 300 points for you. Because if it drops, I'll find a way to get in. I'll find a way to get in. All right, so this is NQ. All right, so we're gonna have to put some new charts up. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep NQM here, and then I'm gonna put MNQ or NQU here. I just want you guys to be able to see the difference. Okay. So that's all-time high there. Can you see a difference between them? Yeah. What happens, Tiff, is, all right. Let's just say, let's see if I can see anything that's clear right now. Let's remove this here real quick. I'll answer that question here. I just want to get a couple things on here. Okay, so all right, so look at this. Look at this swing low, this swing low, and this swing low, and look at this swing low and this swing low. Okay, look at this is a good example of what price will do. Okay, so we have the new contracts hit this level, hit the new week opening gap, and closed above it. This one ran all the way through it and below it. Okay. This candle over here respected it on the old contract, and it didn't even get all the way down there on the new contract. So in my first example, you're thinking, oh, well, it must be because this is the new contract. We should probably roll over to this one. But then you look at the second example, and that respected the new week opening gap, and this one didn't even get down there. Okay? It's sloppy. So my loss that I had right when you got on, Tiff, that loss was because I didn't think about the contract rolling over. Because I had 38, 39 handles, ticks, and I could have just manually closed it, but I want to hold for my target, and it didn't, and it ran against me. While I'm assuming it probably would have hit on NQ, or it may have hit on the other contract. I don't know. It just gets sloppy. So I ended up losing that play, or getting stopped out at break even. So hopefully that gives you guys an idea of what I mean by that. Price is kind of consolidating right now. You can see it's just hanging out here. John, the play that you would really want to see this 1 minute inversed. You'd want to see that 1 minute inversed and close above these new week opening gaps. And if it does, I'm sorry, you don't want to see that. But if it does, that might be a sign that we see some higher prices, short-term higher prices at least. So that's what I'd be watching personally. We had some beautiful price action over London. Did you play any of that down move there, Tiff? That right there. You see that? It ran from this high down to the new week opening gap. So it made an all-time high and then it just shot to the new week opening gap. So it's looking heavy here. Looks like we might at least tag these lows. We have this low here that overlaps with a fair value gap. And then we have this low here. So this is the last line of this is the last line of defense right here before it runs the lows. Now, if this inverses right here, I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested because we are kind of consolidating right here. We're consolidating at this low. I'm not interested in that at all. There's nothing in me that wants to take that. Now, if we purged lower aggressively and then came back up and closed above this, I'm doing a full position. Okay, that's the trade, or that is the thought process behind there. So watching and just getting familiar with price action is very important. Yeah, we could see some accumulation for takeoff right at open. That wouldn't surprise me either. We have contracts rolling over. We also have Monday, which is typically it's a lighter day because it can be a consolidation day. Right, if you look at Monday as in regards to a full week, you first start with accumulation, then you have manipulation midweek, and then distribution at the end of the week, right? This is a large 5-minute fair value gap. Sorry, I had a phone call come in. No, do you guys see that 5 minute? So there's a 5 minute, a large 5 minute fair value gap that's overlapping both of these swing lows, these lows that I've been watching. That is, we could see price run here, grab these lows, and then it could turn. So I would be watching for the London. I would take profit at London, and if we're able to get down here, I would take another size off there. Ten minutes till open, so let's see what the market wants to do here. I'm only going to be probably on for another 30 minutes or so. What I would like to see is I would like to see either a purge, a quick purge, and then a long with taking some type of inverse, or I'd like these lows to remain intact, or just a small little wick, or make an equal low and then higher, and then play it down towards it again. I want to see one of those two things happen. If we do drop, if we just drop aggressively, we could use this as resistance. So we could see if we do come down, we could see something like this, find some resistance against all this, and then a continuation lower. So looks like it is moving. Let's see if it wants to continue that. So we got a 2-minute fair value gap here. 2-minute right here. And then we have a 1-minute right here. So I would be looking for the 2-minute to inverse, but not take anything until a 1-minute's inversed. But I'm not taking anything because we didn't swing and grab a low. So this is tape reading to see if price wants to continue higher or not. S&D, I don't know anything about S&D broadening formations. The only thing I do know is let's take this up to the 1 hour. And this is the range that we're playing in right here. We grab these lows from this to this. Look where equilibrium is. Okay? We're right now in extreme discount. Really, if I want to take a short, I want to be above equilibrium to go short. But this is what we have to play in. Now, if we were to take these levels and go down to a 5-minute, you're going to see how price reacts at these different levels or plays within different areas. So here's equilibrium. We would come up and go lower. We come back up into it again and we go lower. Now we're in extreme discount here. This is the low of this range. This is the range we're playing in, from this low to this high. So I don't do much with that type of terminology, John. In ICT's never talked about that kind of stuff. I strictly trade his concepts. I don't think I put on the midnight open here. Gotta do that on a couple different ones now. All right, so for those of you that may have been joining, we are in contract rollover time. It's core month 9. Maybe I'll go back and I'll look at that, John. I'll go back and I'll re-look at month 9. I don't know if I've watched month 9. I know I went through for sure month 5, and then I went into 2022 and then started following his live on 2023. So that might be something I'll look at. But for those joining, we have contract rollovers. So this is MNQ or NQM, contract M, and this is NQU, contract U, and we are going to be looking at some of the differences between the contracts because they are going to have some slight differences, and price can be a little bit sloppy. It can be a little bit sloppy when contracts are rolling over. The price, the example I gave was this right here. You see this swing low. Here's this swing low here. It didn't touch here. We run through it here. We touch it here. So price will be a little bit sloppy. We got 2 minutes till open. All right, there is open. Well, there you go. We got you're almost there, InterTrader. Here's a 5-minute fair value gap. I really like this 5-minute. I don't know if you guys, I don't know who all was here for my my analysis where I wanted to see price come up and grab these highs, and then we run for these swing lows. Let's see if it actually wants to do that. These wicks are interesting. The trade is going well so far for you. I might look if we close below. Let's see, where's that 2-minute? Got a 2-minute here. I don't like that necessarily. It's too small, but let's see how it reacts. Good spot for it. There you go. Good trade. Nice job. I think this could run right here.
Order filled.
See if it goes right here. If it wicks back up, I'll probably close this. I'm looking for it to push right here.
Order filled.
Okay, I'm going to sell right there, right at that fair value gap. That was just for 5 handles, guys. I was relatively close. It was a momentum play that I took on that. Inverse of this, we were going to close below that. We had all this liquidity right here that I wanted to grab, and so I got in when it hit this low right here. We had that swing. We had this swing low right here. Yeah, if you guys remember that. So there's that swing low that I was targeting, and now it's retracing. So that's why I sold right away. I would have liked to been up there with InterTrader. Get in short right here. Nice play, man. How many handles did you get on that? 10, 15? 18. You should have got 18, right? All right, so it looks like sell side's running. Sell side's grabbed. Sell side was grabbed right there. So more than likely we're gonna keep dumping, especially after this spike higher right here. This was the manipulation. Manipulation. We got some expansion going here. We just tagged this low over here. This was the last low to tag. This was Friday's low. Sunday's low. Did it tag that already? So it looks like we did tag that. So our Sunday low was tagged right here. Let's see if it wants to continue. I'm going to take this off here. Take these off. All right, so let's go to the 15-minute. All right, so that's the low that I'm referring to right here. Is we hit the Sunday low right here. And let's see what price wants to do here. 50-50. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I'm leaning bearish, but we could, because it's Monday, we might stay around here. Might not run. We might not run a lot. Good morning, BF. Oh, nice job, Tiff. Way to go. That's what I like to see. I like people walking away with some money. I like when everybody wins. I like when everybody wins. I am up, what am I up? 15 handles for the day. $65 ticks. There you go. That's 15 handles. 16 handles. Yeah. Nice job. Way to go. I like when everybody's winning. This is what I like to see. It's nice. I like whenever. I mean, this is the kind of market. I mean, because there's just so much liquidity in the market that everybody on stream can all win. We could all win. We could all have a great day today. All right, so now we have manipulation here, maybe manipulation here, maybe manipulation here. I don't know. That's funny. Really, I want to see. I would like to see us take these highs. That's what I'd like to see. But really, I'm just watching right now. Have a good night, Tiff. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit longer. Sitting on your hands right now is a good idea, right? There's nothing clear for me right now. We just hit liquidity. We grab liquidity here. We're 50-50, right? The momentum trade that I took right here, that to me was high probability that we were going to hit these. So I'm like, you know what? I'll get in for a quick, 5-6 handles. And that's what happened here, right? But you don't hold those moves for long moves. That's a mistake. So we're at a point where we could go 50-50 either way. It's time to sit and wait. It's time to sit and wait. See what the market wants to do. And you can see all these wicks sitting right here. This wick just stabbed and grabbed those lows. Now this would go to here. 15-minute rebalance, the only fair value gap that hasn't been touched. And then we grab these lows. We have nothing till way down here. We have nothing. There's nothing but swing lows. There's no imbalances to rebalance on the 15-minute. Let's look at the 1 hour. Nothing on the 1 hour. There's nothing on the 4 hour. And we do have one on the daily, but it's way down here. This is our daily fair value gap that we could go to rebalance, but that's a ways away. Could that be the target? Cancel. Could that be the target? Maybe. Could that be the daily target? I could see that. But we're still over 200 points away. You see how that did that? Okay, we got 2 minutes left in this 15-minute candle. Assuming we don't see any more volatility right now, we rebalanced and grabbed liquidity in one 15-minute candle, and then we closed back right around the new week opening gap. And we really have no opening range gap. So there's not a lot of reason for big expansions, for a lot of expansion, I don't think. So I think sitting on hands is good until I think we sit on our hands until we see something clear. And right now there's nothing clear for us to do. Look at this 50% level. This is another reason it wasn't on here before. It was on here before. Our 50% was over here. But here's the 50% level. Look at this candle wick right above the 50% and then runs lower. And then it ran, so it came up, rebalanced this fair value gap, this 5 minute, hit the 50%, and then ran the other direction. This is a signature in price that I want to get better at, is when I see the 50% overlapping a fair value gap. It even hit this, I don't know if I'd call it mitigation block. It hit this breaker, and then it ran the other direction for the lows. I want to get better at identifying that in advance so that I could take that. InnerTrader did a good job. I don't know what his analysis was, but he had the right idea as far as the trade, right? He waited for this level at 968 to be taken, the swing high. Once that was took, he went short. His drawdown was a total of 6 handles. And then it ran the other way for 20R or something, I think he said. 30, oh, he got 30. There it is, right there. So that right there, I like that setup with the 50%. So when you have overlapping PD arrays and you have levels that are lining up, that's really what you want to start to look for. AOI. How do I pronounce that AOI? Or can I say AOI? I'm glad you're here, man. Or I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you hanging out with us. We might be clearing those relatively highs between the ranges because price reaches a 4-hour PD array. What do you think? The 4-hour PD array, are you talking about the, let's look here. So the only 4-hour PD array would be, right now, would be this order block. And we haven't reached that order block. He's talking about the fair value gap that you mentioned. On the 4-hour? Or maybe help me get some clarity. Maybe I'm missing. Got it. Okay, so you guys got it figured out. That's good. All right, so let's see what happens with price here. Prices. Oh, that's a nice move. Let's see. Does it show up on the 30-second? What do we have from the 30-second? 30-second worked out. Didn't see this. I don't know if I would have taken it though. There's the 30-second play. You would have had to hold through. That's a lot of drawdown. I'm not sure I would have been able to handle that. See if we have any fair value gaps, or so we grab liquidity there. We have liquidity here. This is the 5-minute on the other chart that I marked out earlier. Let's see if we close below this in 1 minute. All right, so if the 5-minute closes below, that would be an inversion. It's getting pretty low towards these lows here that I'm not sure if I want to take it. Yeah, that's aggressive, man. I didn't get in on that. I would like it to come close to that. This is I'm on the 5-minute here. We got a fair value gap there. We got a fair value gap here. We got 4 minutes before this is going to turn into a fair value gap. I don't think it could get all the way up here. We have some. This is already balanced, so it could just tag into this right here. This is heavy. This would be a chase if I got in here. I really want it to get up a little bit higher. And I don't like chasing very often. What I'm going to look for is, does price respect this level here? All right. So I'm watching this 1 minute. If this 1 minute is inversed, then we could target this swing high. If it's respected, I could look at going short there. But this is too low for me to go short here. I'm bearish. I want it to go lower, but I really want it to retrace a little bit more. Like just a purge into this fair value gap. That's really what I'm looking for. It looks like it's heavy right here. Now we have a 30-second inverse right here, and it has not inversed. Okay, this is what I'm wanting it to see. So we have this 1 minute here that we can watch. You could have taken this 30-second long. I'm not taking it. I'm wanting to see price find some support in this fair value gap. Okay. Now, you see this aggressive candle right here. Do you want to go short on that? Right now, I don't. I want to see price find resistance, find that it doesn't want to move higher in here before I take anything. Let's see what that looks like on a higher time frame. So this is the 5 minute that I'm referring to, and it filled in this. I wanted a fair value gap to be formed in this 5 minute, but it didn't. Okay. That is, oh man. Maybe I just got cold feet and I didn't take that. I could have taken that. This is what I want to see happen right here. Let's see what, okay. I'm gonna go short here. I might have missed my opportunity, but we're gonna go short right there. I got in really low. I'm not very happy with my entry. Position entry was right there. 21. All right, got my stop in. I'm disappointed on my entry, guys. I am really disappointed on my entry. I'm probably gonna get stopped out here, guys. And I'm really disappointed on how I did that. Got tapped out there. That brings me basically what just happened there? Oh, none of my accounts were copied. Wow. I played only 1 micro. I'm grateful for that. If we close above this 1 minute, I would take that to that swing high.
Order filled.
All right, so we took that.
Order submitted.
Stop will be moved to break even once we hit this swing high right here. All right, first target hit, stops to break even. I want my...
Order submitted.
See if we can push higher to these highs right here. Where's my 979?
Order filled.
All right, got stopped out at break even.
Order canceled.
Well, that would have worked. So 2 break evens, 1 win and 1 loss. That should have been that, man. Because there's no reason why that should have tapped me out. But it's because of the different contracts. Because I'm on a different contract than what we're seeing here. And so it just... That's okay. Is what it is. I'm glad I didn't lose any money. That would have been a nice play. That was a nice play. That would have been a nice play. This still is a nice play. This is a phenomenal play. Really is. Alright, so... Oh, it didn't grab the highs. Let's see what happens here. Your target would have been this high right there. But stop should be at break even from right here. What's messing me up, guys, is two things. I'm executing on a micro account. That's why it's off screen. This is regular NQ. And then on top of that, we're switching contracts from M contract to U contract, to the U contract. So I got multiple things that are going on, so it's not coinciding correctly because I do all my analysis on NQ and I execute when I'm executing on micros. I'm executing on a different screen for micros. And so that was stopped at break even. So I should have taken profit when that's the second time that I was up at like 9 handles. I was up at 9 handles and I didn't take profit. And I should have that's the second time today. And with contract rollovers, I probably should have just taken it. But I'm thinking like, oh, we should just run for this high right here. And we didn't. We turned play still intact, but on my other contract, or on the other contract that I was in, it wicked right below this and stopped me out. Hey, even with all of that, I'm grateful. All my accounts are green for the day. So, and I'm gonna have to get off here. I'm golfing in 1 hour, so I'm gonna call it a day here. I'm green. Up still 10 handles on all my accounts except for one because whatever, it didn't copy over. So I will not be on tomorrow. I have an office meeting that I lead for real estate agents. And then I will be back on Wednesday. So plan on Wednesday hanging out. If you guys want to join, would love to have you. If you haven't hit that like button already, please do. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday, okay? Take care. God bless.